When we think of artificial intelligence, it's very easy to think that it's something that's phenomenally artificial, and if we use it, it's going to come up with things that are artificial. And I just want to explore how that's actually not the case. My belief is that um, we can use AI to do the doing, to do the heavy lifting, and it frees us up just to focus on the thinking. And that matters because that's what makes us uniquely human and allows us to really play to our strengths. One of the things that I know, because I've worked with many companies over the years, that is a real problem are the core values that company have. Um, Core values tend to be things like integrity. We'll look at them in just a moment. They tend to be things like integrity and these things that loyalty, they're uninspiring. They really don't mean anything. So what I want to do is explore how we can somehow move forwards in our business to develop something better and stronger that as we grow really allows us to channel our culture. So I'm going to go through this in real time with you. I will pause it occasionally, so you don't have to watch me typing. But this is it'd be interesting to see how these evolve. And if you look at our hiring page, because I think we can attract the talent that we really need to attract it to grow and to serve our clients the way we want to by going through this process. But really, what I want to do is show you how you can be freed up from that heavy and hard work of the doing to really focus on the things that you do best. So here's one I typed in earlier. Chat. I think most company values uninspiring because they are. Can you give me an example of what most companies use? So chat will think about it. Now here's a list of common company values: integrity, innovation, respect. Okay, and it's going to come up with other things. Integrity. I heard somebody once, I think it was, I forget who, talking about integrity, and they were saying, "Oh, if you hired somebody and they didn't show integrity, what would you do? You just fire them. You can't have integrity as a core value." What else does it come up with? Customer satisfaction. These are okay, kind of important, but really fundamentally they're not. So let's see what we can do and to improve upon this. Okay, so right. So as you can see down here, I've typed something. What I've typed is, in my people, there are certain things that they do that I really value. I want them to do more of them because it's the right thing for our business and for our clients. I like people who are, so this is just off the top of my head, and obviously we think about these things, but I like people who are excellent at communicating complex ideas in a simple way. I like people who care deeply about our clients, who genuinely want the best for them and work in partnership. I like people who are fast learners and who take action on that learning to deliver results. I love people who are aspirational, who want to have an impact. I love people who care about their team members, who want to work as part of a high performing team. I like people who are resilient and know that they're going to make mistakes. We're human, but that it's okay because they're going to learn from them. So I'm asking chat, can you help me come up with three specific attributes that people should embody? And a bad example would be customer focus or customer satisfaction. I could put any of these things that it came up with originally because they are generic. A good example would be always puts the customer first, or focused on delivering results, or exceptional at listening to what matters most. So let's see what chat comes up with. Okay, I quite like that. Translators of complexity. Individuals excel in breaking down complex concepts. Absolutely. Client advocates go beyond simply serving clients. They champion their wants and needs. Uh, Resilient learners, quick to learn, unafraid of mistakes, driven by. Okay, so this takes me by surprise. I have to be clear. This is kind of better than I was expecting. This translators of complexity, yeah, absolutely, that really does matter because we're focusing on solving some deep problems within organizations. And we're trying to get this across. I'm struggling to translate a complex idea. Client advocates, I think that's a beautiful way of putting it. It's beyond simply serving the clients. What really matters to us, we'll come to this and where we take this next step, what really matters is that we're not in this for a transaction, we're in this for a relationship with clients. So I like this client advocates a lot. Resilient learners, I think that's a nice way of putting it. Individuals quick to learn, unafraid of mistakes, absolutely, and driven by a desire for continuous improvement. So chat has allowed me to free myself. I've given it some ideas and it's articulated those really quite nicely. So let's see where we can take this. I thought we'd have to do one or two rounds. Usually, if I was doing something like this, I'd say, okay, number two needs some work. I don't really like that. Take it out, give me another idea. And that's exactly what you can do if you find yourself doing this. But I think I'm going to stick with these. Surprisingly, I think we're going to stick with these. But I want to take it a step deeper because we're growing rapidly, and as we grow, I want to make sure that our heart stays in the business. It's very easy to things to change, and then we look back and we've lost where we started from. So I wanted to look for find some ways where we can absolutely embody this in our daily actions. So I've got a few ideas. I'm going to type those into chat as you'll see in just a moment. We'll see where chat can take those. So I'm back again. So I put here, thanks. Strange to talk to chat as a personal way. I think it's actually that might be one of the things that we look to embed. Our relationship with AI, we always look to respect the people we're working with, and we work very closely with chat. So thanks. Let's go a step deeper. We're growing fast. I want to make sure that as our business grows, we keep the heart in the same place. I'm also a firm believer that consistency drives results. I'd like you to come up with suggestions for three actions our people could take every day that will, if done consistently, drive the business forward. I'm thinking of developing relationships with clients so they understand that the relationship matters and we're not just about the transaction. Also, that they are focused on solving problems. And those problems, struck me, they might be their own problems. They might be a team member's problems or a client's problems. It doesn't matter as long as we're focused on solving problems and moving forward. I'm also thinking that an unswerving dedication to doing the right thing could be one of these. Um, and these actions could be small, and ideally, they could be something that a team member could do every single day. And the reason I want that is I want the more we do this, the more it forms our culture of who we are and what we do. So it matters to get these right. So, what do you suggest, Chad? So, personalized client interactions. I like that. I think we need to work on that. Proactively identify and address a problem. I'm not so sure about that one. I gave it the information. I don't quite like the way it's interpreted it. And practice ethical decision making. Yeah, let's change that one out. It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I want ethical decision making. I just don't quite know that that's going to be right for where I'm trying to go here. So let me just pause this and I'll have a think and we'll come back. So I'm back. As I read through these personalized client interactions, I like that a lot. And it's just reminding people to be human, asking people about their day, remembering a detail. These are absolutely the sorts of things that we want our people to be doing. Um, two feels a bit woolly. Three feels a bit woolly. So I put, okay, not sure about number two or number three. Please give me three alternatives. Share an insight. That could work. Recognize a colleague's contribution. That absolutely could work. Offer a helping hand. Hopefully people will be doing us offering a helping hand by the type of culture we're looking to establish. I like this recognize a colleague's contribution, tying it into gratitude. That absolutely could work. Share an insight. Encourage your team to learn something new. No, I'm not so sure about that one. So let's add in number two to the original list and remove the original number two. Let's see if you understand that, chat. Sorry, wasn't very clear. So the personalized client interactions, recognize the colleague's contribution. Let's address number three. So I'm just going to pause it while I type. I've had an idea of what I'd like to include here. So back again. Number three is right, but it's not quite right. So I love the practice of finishing the day by identifying the top three actions for the following day. It helps people stop worrying. We all keep too much in our heads because they're keeping too much in their heads, and helps them focus when they start the next morning. They've already done the work of what should I do. So I'm saying let's substitute this for number three and see what it comes up with. So it's repeating all three for me, which I was going to ask it to do that next. So that's not a bad thing, but I just want to see what number three says. Plan ahead. Encourage everyone to end their workday by identifying the top three actions for the next day. Helps people clear their minds, focus their efforts. Okay, good. Find something more inspirational than plan ahead, but keep the content the same. Chart the course. I'm not sure, but you get the point. We're now down to little details, details that matter, but I'm almost certainly going to ask the chat to come up with, give me 10 options. This is kind of what I'm thinking to give it some guide rails. Um, we could do this action. We could do it for a whole company. We could do it for a division. We could do it even down to the team level. And I think it really matters because when you have a team who has that sense of identity, this is how this is who we are, and this is how we act. It can make a real impact, and particularly in this day where hiring the right people is hard and retaining the right people is hard. These things really do matter. So you'll see how these evolve over time. We will have this up on our hiring page because this is who we are. It's going to evolve from this, but you're going to see this the very start, the first of that evolution is what you've just seen here. I started recording this because I want to make it very clear that chat is not to replace your thinking. Chat is to replace the heavy lifting and the doing of the work. It frees you so you can just focus on the thinking. It's giving me something to react to. I like this, I don't like that. I can give it guidance and move forwards incredibly rapidly. So this is just one business problem that it can solve. There are so many different areas that chat can be very effective in. So if this is taking you by surprise, it's taken me by surprise. I've been doing this for a while. With some of the results it came up with, or if you're starting to say, okay, this is how I could actually really use chat to, or whatever AI tool doesn't matter. It's the results that matter. So if it's inspired you, you want to just explore what could it look like for me, then please do book a call. As you can tell, we're not really the hard sell type of people. We're here to solve problems. We're here to help people move forwards and ultimately do things better, faster, and cheaper. So if you'd like to have a conversation, book a call. Let's chat.